Milford, Pennsylvania. It is late April at this point, and I thought I'd introduce to you some of the plants that we have growing right here along the trail. My name is Heather Housekeeper, aka the Botanical Hiker. We have Amos, our helper today, who may or may not be attentive. We'll see how that works out. But let's see what we've got here. So the McDade Trail is definitely an example of a disturbed environment. It is picturesque, beautiful sweeping views. However, we've got farm fields here, we've got gravel trail, we're beside a roadway. There were home sites here at one time, so definitely not pristine wilderness. But in this kind of environment, you can find some of your best edible and medicinal plants. So because we are in the Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area, which is a part of the National Park Service, it is not legal to pick plants or harvest plants here for use. So this is not a place I'd recommend you actually come to pick your edible and medicinal plants. However, trails like this can act like a classroom basically. They can provide a way for us to better get to know these plants so that we can find them elsewhere. So the first plant that I want to point out to you is purple dead nettle, right here. Member of the mint family. Scientific name is Lamium purpureum. And this is one of the odd members of the mint family that doesn't have a strong aroma. It's actually rather dull scented or just kind of green scented. But in really every other regard, it is typical of the mint family. It has a square stem that you can feel if you roll that between your fingers. Also, you've got opposite leaves on the stem, so they're in pairs. And also you've got these irregular shaped flowers. They literally look like an open mouth ready to take a bite. Now, purple dead nettle has earned its bizarre name because some folks think that the leaves resemble stinging nettle, which when you touch them, you get a sting, a burning sensation. These leaves obviously do not do that, so it's said that they're dead nettle. Unfortunate, I think this plant deserves a better name than that. But purple dead nettle is entirely edible. You can eat it raw or cooked. You can blend it into a pesto. You can use its pretty flowering tops to adorn salads or pizzas, quiches, whatever. Get creative. Again, kind of a bland flavor, kind of just green tasting, but that makes it versatile. You can blend it with a lot of different things to heighten its flavor. So here beside purple dead nettle, we have one of my most favorite wild edibles, chickweed, the common chickweed. Scientific name Celerium media. The common chickweed is a member of the pink family. It has opposite leaves, a round stem with a thin line of hair going up one side, kind of like a little mohawk. And if we were to break this stem in half, it'd be very juicy, almost like a succulent. The flowers of chickweed are 5-petaled and so deeply divided, each petal, that they actually appear to be 10. That's a great way to identify chickweed. The stem may or may not be reddish. That's not always a given. But chickweed has a long history of use as both an edible and a medicinal plant. As an edible, it is delicious raw. It has a sweet, crisp, fresh flavor. Great in salads. Also great blended in a pesto. As a medicinal, It is cooling, anti-inflammatory, detoxifying or cleansing. It actually activates the entire endocrine system, the glandular system. So very cleansing, especially in the springtime when we're coming out of a more stagnant kind of period of time or lifestyle. We're more sedentary. This is considered a kind of a spring green to kind of jumpstart the system. So you could eat it, as I already mentioned. You can make a tea out of it. Also great topically as a poultice. You could mash this up and apply it to bee stings, bug bites. You could blend it into a salve. So lots and lots of uses for our common chickweed. Let's walk on a little bit further. I know we've got some other awesome medicinals here, but Amos needs to walk. About this plant that I'm sure many of you already know, the dandelion. Taraxacum officinale is the scientific name. Dandelion is easily identified not only by that sunny flower, it's a member of the aster family, but also by its deeply toothed or deeply cut leaf. Dandelion actually comes from the French saying dent de lion, or tooth of the lion, and that refers to those really sharp teeth there. The leaves of dandelion are edible. They are also, they're considered connected with the kidneys. They have an affinity for the kidneys. They are a strong diuretic. So you could enjoy them raw or cooked as a food, or you could steep them in a tea for a diuretic beverage. Good for water retention as well. So the root of dandelion is a long taproot that may or may not be branching, very strongly held in the soil, so you're going to need a digging knife to get that up. The root has an affinity with the liver. It is very bitter, and bitters stimulate the liver, stimulate the digestive process essentially. The root also contains something called inulin, which is a prebiotic, so not a probiotic, but essentially the food stuff for our healthy gut flora. The root can be eaten, but it is bitter. It's okay, roasted with some sweet veggies. However, you could also dice it up, simmer it in hot water for a tea that you could add some honey and lemon to and still get all those beneficial properties. The flowers, not much medicine or food there, but you can batter them and fry them. Now we're stepping away from the healthy sector. You could also take these flowering tops, grab hold of that green cup on the back, and just pull those florets out. Add them to baked goods, salads, whatever you'd like. So let's keep walking. Another favorite wildflower of mine. Here amidst the purple dead nettle, we've got the common blue violet, or Viola sororia. Common blue violet is going to have an irregular shaped flower as well. So it's 5-petaled with that center lower lip a little more narrow than the rest. It has a strong spur on the back of that flower as well. The leaves are heart-shaped with tiny little teeth along the outer edge. Looks like someone took a bite out of that one. There we go, a little bit better. But the properties of violet are somewhat similar to chickweed. They are cooling, anti-inflammatory. The leaves are edible, perfectly tasty and delicious in a salad. Can also be steeped in a tea. Also applied topically, so mashed up again and applied to bug bites or poison ivy, any conditions of heat. The leaves are also particularly good in a tea for heartburn because they are moistening, cooling, and also astringent, so again, anti-inflammatory. The flowers are edible, top salads beautifully. Great idea for your craft cocktails if you want to freeze them in some ice cubes. So get creative, and depending on your violets, those flowers may be sweet, they might have a little spice to them or a little heat. And some species are actually minty. Not normally what you'd find with the common blue violet, but some of our violet species are. Well, let's keep walking. Amos definitely has an itch to keep moving. I'm just going to point out a plant quickly. You can see there's not much left of it right now, but here we have bee balm. I know from spending time down here on the McDade Trail that this is the lavender bee balm, Monarda fistulosa. Right now there are some young leaves coming up. We're not going to be able to see them underneath all these downed flowering stalks. But this is a wonderfully fragrant member of the mint family that makes an excellent tea that's very warming, antiviral, antifungal. Now we'll see if we see some leaves, but I just wanted to point out to you, this is an indicator that you have that plant in a wild field or nearby meadow, if you see that. Come on, bud. Finish the walk with a really simple, sweet little plant here that likely a good number of you already know. Here we've got wild onion or onion grass. Distinguished from the other grass by the fact that it is perfectly round and, well, maybe it's hard for you to see, but hollow inside. Strong oniony aroma. You can pick these, add them to salads, stir fries, whatever you'd like, or just chow down too.